Hey guys, this is Natasha from Zesty Taste Buds. Thank you so much for joining me on the first video of my new channel where I love to craft dishes with a twist and squeeze of Dominican and Indian flavors. This first video is about coffee. It's very traditional to my Dominican culture. We drink it espresso style, but you can also drink it as a drip coffee. I want to talk about Moka Pots, which we call grecas, how to assemble, disassemble, use, and clean. This is Bustelo coffee. It's a dark roast founded by Spanish immigrants in New York City. It's pretty local. You can find it in many supermarkets, and I like to have it from a brick instead of a can. It lasts longer and it's fresher. This is my stainless steel Moka Pot. That's the lid. Here's the collection chamber for coffee where you'll see it brewing out. This is the gasket and the filter plate. Those need to be replaced every 6 months or when you see signs of damage, for example, bulges or perforations or any clogging. Inside here is where you place your water. That's your safety valve. Safety valves are very important in order to release any excess steam. That's your filter where you are going to place your coffee grounds. I prefer stainless steel over aluminum. It's longer lasting. It's less prone to oxidation than aluminum, though aluminum is faster in its preparation and cheaper as well. Just to back up a little bit, the safety valve, you're going to fill the water up to there where it reaches the safety valve. You can't have the water exceed it because then you'll have steam build up, it won't be released, and you could potentially burn yourself or damage your Moka Pot. It essentially serves as a measuring cup. You're gonna also want to use filtered water or spring water, which is what I like to use. And again, it's gonna go right below the safety valve. Then you place your filter. And this is where you have to experiment a little bit. What works for me is about 3 to 3.5 teaspoons of the ground coffee. In the Dominican Republic, very traditional to see these 30 to 50 milliliter small espresso style cups to drink our coffee from. It's customary that when you go into a home, a traditional Dominican home, you're offered a cup of coffee, and it's impolite to say no. Your tolerance for caffeine goes up and you enjoy some nice conversations and a relaxing time. You'll see next that we love to put spices on top of our coffee. I use nutmeg, and I use a microplane for the nutmeg to grate it. It's something that I want to save for my daughter for when she's older. It has so many beautiful memories of sharing a cup of coffee with my family. This is how nutmeg looks, by the way. That's a whole one. The other one is pretty much worn out. A little goes a long way. If you put too much nutmeg or too much of other spices like cinnamon and so on, instead of becoming, in the case of nutmeg, sweet and nutty and a bit peppery, it can almost even taste bitter. It's a very aromatic spice. It's pungent. It's amazing. So this is pretty much the last step. You're just screwing the top on. Fun hack, you can also add a pinch of salt to cut through the acridity and bitterness of coffee. At this point, we move on over to the stovetop where we place our Moka Pot or greca onto the smallest burner, being mindful of shifting the handle, even though it's heat resistant, away from the open flame because it can still burn at the bottom of the handle. And we do set it to a low to medium setting. Takes about 8 minutes to brew, and you'll hear a gurgling sound. Once you hear that gurgling sound, you'll give it 20 to 30 seconds more before, if you want to, you can take it off the burner and serve yourself. There's nothing better than that first sip of coffee to wake up the senses. I do have my travel mug because my husband, daughter, and I will be running some errands today early in the morning. I do have my glass. It's tempered there. I just wanted to show you guys that it's not going to crack and shatter on me. I also wanted to run through some troubleshooting or maintenance and cleaning. So you can use some tap water instead of filtered or spring water. Just be mindful that it increases the likelihood of limescale deposits, which will require a little bit more attention and cleaning up. Not a big deal. You can use tap water if that's all you have available. The other thing is, when you first receive that Moka Pot, you need to season it or prime it. And you can do that with 2 to 3 brews of coffee cycles. So it's not coffee that you're going to be drinking. It's just to season the pot to remove that metallic taste. By the way, I don't recommend doing this. I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like inside. I didn't have the patience to wait until it cooled, which is what I recommend so that you don't get burned, because it is very, very hot and I have burnt myself accidentally. So yeah, you brew 2 to 3 cycles of coffee, just water, a little bit of ground coffee, and then you dump it out again 2 to 3 times. When you do prepare your regular coffee, that's when you want to actually disassemble it, take apart everything, and you're just gonna wash it with plain water. You don't use soap because then it's gonna affect the flavor of your subsequent coffee. So just water. If you feel like you need more of a deep clean, you can certainly brew some hot water and just dump that out. Also, if you see it start to get kind of gunky, or the safety valve is clogging, or even just for some regular maintenance, you do want to brew some water again and dump that out. And you also you can actually use some vinegar and water just to disinfect and really remove any limescale buildup, as well as mineral and oil buildup. I don't recommend coffee for children, but I was raised on café con leche, which is milk with coffee, or café au lait, which I had amazing café au lait at Café Du Monde in New Orleans. Shout out to them. I love that place. So yeah, please let me know if you guys have any other questions, concerns, you wanted me to follow up on any of this. I'm not shy about questions. I love that. That's how we learn. If you guys try something a little bit different with a spin or anything like that, let me know how it turns out. I would love to, see what you guys do with this, and let me know if you like brewing coffee in a Moka Pot, you find it too inconvenient. I do feel like it's very different from any of the coffee makers. It's so much better, but to each their own. So yeah, please like and subscribe to my channel. I can't wait to hear back from you guys. I like, half and half and sugar. But I do like my Dominican dark brewed coffee as well. Bye.